and welcome to episode 8 of Radiant Kitchen, the final episode. I'm so excited and happy that we've come through the 8 weeks, and I hope you've really enjoyed the past few episodes of Radiant Kitchen and learnt a lot about all different food groups and superfoods and myths and all that sort of thing, because I know that I have learnt, and it's been a learning journey for me as well. So let's get stuck into today's episode. I will be talking about an exercise myth for you. Your superfood of the week is spirulina and the benefits and how best to use that. And also finally, I will be talking about a food group, and this has come from quite popular demand, so I'm very excited to bring you that food today. So let's get straight into our myth. So our myth is all about that exercise will turn fat into muscle. So that is completely busted. Yes, you gain lean muscle as you exercise, but there is no scientific proof of the two. So you can't turn your fat into muscle. They're two completely different things, but know that fat does weigh more than lean muscle. That is a fact. So there is a lot more muscle, say 5 kilos of fat is looks bigger than what 5 kilos of muscle looks like. So just so you know that, that it is important to know that the two are completely different. So fat cannot become muscle. You will burn fat, and you will burn fat stores as you are exercising. And as you burn that, you are also increasing and strengthening your muscle mass. So, but again, from a myth a few weeks back, as women, we do not have enough testosterone in our body to get bulky and become bodybuilders, unless that's something that you particularly want to do, and that's a whole new kettle of fish. So just know that the two, fat and muscle, are completely different things, but also to keep in mind that fat it looks bigger. 5 kilos of fat will look bigger than 5 kilos of lean muscle. So our superfood of the week is spirulina. So I've got it here in powder form. This is BioGland's brand of it, and I got this from Chemist Warehouse. Check out Chemist Warehouse for superfoods. Surprisingly, they do have some good specials on their superfoods that they do sell. So spirulina, if you haven't heard of it before, it's actually an algae, which sounds pretty weird. But I will read through some benefits and the best way to use spirulina. So, as I'm finding it. Alright, so a little bit about it. It's a natural algae powder that is incredibly high in protein and nutrients. So when harvested correctly from non-contaminated ponds and bodies of water, it is one of the most potent nutrient sources available. It is largely made up of protein and essential amino acids, and typically is recommended to clients who decide to remain vegetarian. So it's a great source of protein. So it's got very high natural iron content. So spirulina is something, if you're iron deficient or a vegetarian, is something great to add into your diet. So let's go read the health properties. So spirulina is 65% protein and amino acids, including the essential fatty acid gamma-linolenic acid. Which is an anti-inflammatory acid. So it's very, it's great if you've got muscle soreness or an injury, and just inflammatories are great as it is. It's also a great source of omega-3s. What else is it high in? It's not too scientific. It includes your vitamin Bs, B1, B2, B3, and B6 and B9. It's got vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, and vitamin E. And it's also a source of potassium, calcium, iron, as I mentioned, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, and zinc. So spirulina on the back here has got 10 times more calcium than milk. It has 20 times more beta-carotene than carrots. It has 50 times more iron than spinach and 5 times more protein than eggs. So need I say more about spirulina? It is a superfood of superfoods. So I must admit, because it's an algae, it's got a bit of a funky taste and smell, and it's very green. But the best way to have this is half a teaspoon daily, no more than half a teaspoon daily, and add it into your smoothies or your juices. So it goes great with vegetable juices, and it makes a great green smoothie because of the colour. So spirulina is something I highly recommend. You can also put them into bliss balls. I've seen spirulina chopped bliss balls before as well, so it's something else to add into your bliss ball mix. So I highly recommend, if you haven't already, getting onto spirulina and adding it into your smoothies. It's, as I've read out, it's just so potent in all those amino acids, vitamins, minerals. It's a superfood of superfoods. So definitely something I highly recommend. So, drum roll please. People are going to get excited about this food group. I don't have anything physically to show you because you know what they are. And today I'm talking about potatoes. So I know a few of you out there love your potatoes. You love your hot chips, you love your roast potato, anything potato mash, scallop potatoes. And the poor potato has such a hard time. When it comes to eating healthy, it gets slammed. So I just wanted to go into a bit more detail about potatoes. So again, I'll be reading just because I want to give you the facts, ladies. I don't want to get anything wrong. So I found some really great information actually about potatoes. So I hope you enjoy it. So pretty much why potatoes are slammed when it comes to eating healthy is because they are seen as a dense carbohydrate. So when people tend to want to go on a health kick, potatoes are usually one of the first to go out the window, along with white bread and pasta, and possibly rice as well. But I'm here to tell you, potato lovers, that it is okay to have potato. Now I'm talking about white potatoes, not the sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are just amazing. I love them way more than I love normal potatoes, but that's just me. So eat sweet potato as much as you like. But with these potatoes, let me explain something to you. I want to talk to you just quickly on the glycemic index, or have you heard of high GI or low GI? I'm sure you have. So that is pretty much the effect that certain foods have on your blood sugar levels. So if something is high GI, it usually will spike your sugar levels right up. You'll get this sugar high and you'll come crashing back down, and it won't keep you full for very, very long. Whereas if you've got low GI food, it's a gradual incline of your sugar levels with no huge decline and that sugar slump that we tend to get. So on a scale of GI ratings, high GI is classed more than 70. Medium GI is 56 to 69, and low GI is less than 55. So your average white potato is 65 to 101. So that, as you can see, makes it a high GI food. But I've been actually researching about potatoes, which is what I'm reading, and I'm very interested in this actually. It depends on how you cook the potato, which in some instances is not surprising. So if you're looking at like deep fried McDonald's French fries or that sort of thing, well, obviously that's not going to be as healthy as, say, jacket potato. So there are many varieties. There's low GI varieties out there. I've never tried them. I don't know much about them. But I suppose if they're there, but just make sure they're not genetically modified. Make sure they're naturally low GI. We don't need chemicals and generic things. I'd rather you just have a normal Desiree potato or a washed potato, to be honest. So I also found a table here, which I will put up in the Facebook support group, about the fat content in grams per 100 grams of potatoes on the different cooking methods. So the most high in fat in the way that potatoes are cooked are potato crisps or potato chips with a content of 30 grams of fat, which is massive. Then coming in second place is shoestring fries at 15 grams. Then we are looking at fat chips. So the ones that you would probably get at a pub with a parma or a steak, or the fish and chip shop. So not your McDonald's really thin shoestring. These are fat chips with 9 grams of fat. And then we're looking at oven baked wedges. I love wedges, yum, at 6 grams. And then we have peeled and roasted, so the ones that you would have with your Sunday lunch or Sunday roast dinner. And then coming in first place is your baked jack potatoes. These are the best way to have your potatoes. So mash isn't even in there because we add butter, you add cream, but I haven't tried it, but when I was talking with some of my potato lover clients, I said, how about trying mash without the cream and the butter and adding some ricotta cheese and maybe some salt and pepper. I reckon that would give a nice creamy texture too. But your best way to go is definitely jacket potato. So your good old spider wrapped in foil, but of course it depends what you put on it. So we don't want to douse it in cheese and sour cream. Let's keep it with lots of veggies, maybe a little dollop of sour cream, and maybe a little sprinkle of cheese. But we really be careful of what you put on it, you know, bacon and all that sort of stuff. Be generous with the veggies, be moderate and modest with your other little additions to it. So pretty much it is okay to eat potatoes in moderation, like anything. Don't go and have hot chips every single night. Don't go and have mash every night. Balance it, really balance it up. See it as another carbohydrate in your diet. So if you've got pasta for dinner, then maybe not have a jack potato for lunch. And that sort of juggling, figuring out what works and what doesn't. Another great way to have potatoes is to chop them up, cook them, chop them up and chuck them in a salad. So good old potato salad, watch the dressing. So you can still enjoy your potatoes, but again, just in moderation, don't pig out in it. You know it. I think you just wanted me to tell you that it's okay. So I hope that has given you some clarification. And sweet potatoes are just awesome for you, and they're yummy, especially if you've got a sweet tooth. They've got that beautiful sweetness that I love. So enjoy your potatoes. Just, moderation. Well, thank you so much for watching the last episode of Radiant Kitchen. I hope you have really got a lot out of it. I know I have. And I look forward to continuing on working with you, hopefully. And I will see you either in email or on Facebook or in person. So good luck on your journey, and I hope this has given you some clarification. Bye.